Okay guys, how's it going? It's Robert here. I was asked today to do a video on uh AMD build that's around $800 that will play most, if all games out there at decent frame rates with no lag. Um, he was the guy who asked me simply wants to play them at low or medium settings, and I believe the PC I made or put together on Newegg in my shopping cart is capable of running on high to ultra, like on Battlefield 3. I believe it can do more. I believe it can play ultra and run with 40 frames per second or more. Um, Basically, that's it for today. I'm going to show you guys what I put together, why I picked the parts I did, and how I got it to the price I needed. If you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, like it, comment, whatever you can do would help me out. Anything is appreciated. If you don't want to subscribe, don't. I'm in no way telling you to. I just want to put out as much information, and if it's going to help you, I'd like you guys to subscribe. Let's get started. First off, the case I picked was a Raid Max Orion. I picked these cases because they're cheap and they're quality made and they're really cool looking. I mean, this looks pretty badass. Nice blue LED fans, and then when you get in here, this actual backboard is painted blue. It comes with two fans. One is right here, that's the exhaust fan. One is right here in front, and that's the intake. Nice big cutout for your processor, and lots of drive bays. Here's your 5.25 bays. Even at this price, it has rubber grommets for cable management. That is a rare thing. As you can see, it flares out back here to give you room to put your cables and tie them down. Great case overall. I would recommend it. I like it. It looks good. Give you guys another view of it. And it's a mid-tower, and you get 15% off right now, and it ends on May 9th. That's why I chose this case. It gives you options that a higher end case does at a lower price. Obviously, if you're building a computer, you need a monitor. If you're not going to use a monitor, you can always plug it into your HD TV. The graphics card I picked out today, it is compatible. If you want to plug it in through an HDMI cord, you can plug it into the graphics card and right into your TV, and it'll work just fine. You won't even have to buy a monitor, so you can knock $110 off the price. But if you do need a monitor, here is a 21.5-inch Acer G5 G2158VBBD. That's a long name. Let's just call it the Acer G5. It is a LCD monitor, widescreen, of course, 5 millisecond refresh rate, and 20,001 contrast ratio. It runs at 1920 by 1080. I chose this monitor. It is a little bit more expensive. It's about $20 more than a 1600 by 900 monitor. But if you're gonna game, 1600 by 900 is okay, but 1920 by 1080 is 1080p. That's HD. That's the best resolution to game at. Obviously, there is better resolutions, but those monitors get really expensive. Probably the price of this entire build would be one monitor that runs at like 2560 by 1400. But I'm not gonna say any more about that because I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up. So that's why I picked that monitor. Cheapest one for 1080p, and it has the 5 millisecond refresh rate. It's great for gaming. I was actually going to buy this monitor today, but I chose to go with an HP instead. If you want to go to like a pawn shop around your area, you could probably pick up a used monitor for less than a brand new one on Newegg. I picked up a 22-inch today for $80 at my local pawn shop. Just went over there, haggled with them. Just went to see what they had. They had this, and I was like, I'll take it. Next thing is a hard drive. I chose the Western Digital Caviar Green drive. No. One second. Refresh so we can get the picture going. Looks like the picture isn't showing up, but basically it's the Western Digital Caviar Green WD15EZ drive. It is $80 and it is 1.5 terabytes of storage. Now, although it may seem excessive, let me explain my logic here. Why did I choose an $80 hard drive over a $55 500 gig hard drive? $55 gets you 500 gigs of storage. $80 gets you triple that. So why not just spend the extra $15 and opt in for a much larger hard drive? And that's what I did. It's the cheapest 1.5 out there, but it's also a really reliable and good drive. If you would notice, I'm watching Workaholics on Comedy Central right now, and it's a very awkward part of the show. Motherboard. Why did I choose this motherboard? Well, first off, I chose it because of the socket. I chose my processor for this build before I chose this motherboard. ASRock makes some great budget boards. If you want to get into a little bit higher end board that performs like the better boards but at a lower cost, ASRock does a great job of that. As you can see, very nice board, high end components, and it actually has two PCI Express 2.0 slots right here and right here. That means you can have two graphics cards. Not many boards at this price range offer that. 4 memory DIMMs, DDR3. It's just a nice board overall. If you need to know compatibility with this stuff, it's all in the previous video. AM3 Plus is the socket type that tells you it's compatible with the processor. Memory standard DDR3 tells you what it's compatible with when it comes to memory. So yeah, that's why I chose that motherboard. Let's move on to the next part. My internet's been a bit slow today. Obviously, I chose the Asus Blacks. Sorry about that. Obviously, I chose the Asus Black SATA hard drive, just like my previous build, because it's the only one available as a DVD drive, and it's cheap. It's unnecessary to get a super expensive one. So that's why I chose that. Basically $20. The power supply I chose was a Corsair Builder Series CX 600 watt power supply. Now, currently in my budget build that I have personally at my home is a CX 430. It is a very reliable power supply. I've had no problems with it. Easy to put in, easy to set up, and it's just a great power supply overall. Corsair is giving $12 off with a promo code right now. And then you get a $20 rebate card. So remember, add that into the price afterwards. Take $20 off of it. You just send them a little card and a receipt that you bought the product. They send you a $20 gift card. Or MasterCard gift card, that like debit card thing. Basically, it's like I said, I'm always a single 12-volt rail guy. You see, it only has +1 12-volt rail at 46 amps. 46 amps takes care of just about any graphics card out there right now. Let's see. Next thing, I chose some cheap Logitech speakers. I don't like off-brand when it comes to speakers because they tend to sound kind of crappy. Logitech puts out some decent speakers for the price. I mean, $15, you're not going to get like bass and absolutely amazing sound, but they're going to get you started. So that's why I chose those. Again, I chose a cheap keyboard. Microsoft, it's going to get you started. You're not going to need a Razer Black Widow like the one I have to start off because it's simply unnecessary. For a brand new gamer, this will work. Later down the line, once you get a little bit more into it, a little bit better, go out and spend that extra $80 on a Black Widow and you'll be good to go. The RAM I chose for this is the Corsair XMS3 8GB kit. Why did I choose this memory? Because it is quality memory. It's not the cheapest, but it is the memory I actually used in one of my builds, and it's very reliable, very great when it comes to performance. And I enjoy using the XMS3 series of memory. The processor was the AMD FX 4100 Zambezi processor. It's a quad core clocked at 3.6 gigahertz, and I chose this because plain and simple, if you're going to be gaming, which this build is intended for, this processor is more than capable of gaming. It's may not be the most powerful out there, but for the price, you're getting a good deal of performance, and it's a great processor when it comes to doing just about anything. I mean, a quad core at 3.6 it will probably compare to my processor in my budget build, the one that has the Corsair power supply. It has an i3 530, which is a little bit older. It's a dual core, 3 gigahertz, and the AMD would probably be able to keep up with that. It'd probably even surpass it. I don't know. I haven't looked up the benchmarking numbers or anything like that. But my budget built games, I play Battlefield 3, Skyrim, Borderlands 2, Bioshock Infinite, and that's that. I have a lower end video card as well on that, which leads me to my next point. The Asus HD 7770 2GB video card. And not to mention, this is the gigahertz edition. This card is beastly. For the price you're getting it at, you are going to get a card that will play every single game out there for at least another year on high, and without hiccups. If you guys have any questions about performance, I can throw up some videos on some gameplay with the 7770. It's a magnificent card. I mean, for comparison, my budget build has the GTX 650. This card has 1 gig of DDR5, mine. It will play Battlefield 3 on high, it'll play Borderlands 2 on high, it'll play Bioshock on medium to high, it'll play Skyrim on ultra, and this is all with great frame rates, unnoticeable lag. The 7770 2 gig edition has double the memory my card has, so just figure how much better performance you're going to get out of it. Not to mention, when you get it, you get a free Far Cry 3 coupon. You get the game free and you get an add-on for free. And then lastly, right here, down here, this is the mouse I chose. It is a gaming mouse, but it's cheap. It's a Japanese-made mouse. It's off-brand, but it's really cool looking, and it will suit the beginning gamer's needs. As you can see, it looks really cool. Has the lights right here, has a button right here. I think that controls the DPI. You click this and it'll lower it down, so like say you're sniping in Battlefield 3, you click that button, you don't have to steady your gun as much. It'll slow down your scope, and you can aim in more precisely, and then you just click it when you're done. You move around just as fast as you did before. So that's why I chose that one. Altogether, it came out at a price of $846.55. That's with tax and shipping to my area. I know I went a little bit over the price, so to cut some stuff out, if you wanted to, you can get cheaper memory and you can get a cheaper power supply. That'll bring you down to $50, and you won't have to. And you can even get a cheaper hard drive if you wanted to, and a cheaper motherboard. But this is the build I would do for around $800. If you wanted to upgrade, go with the FX 8120. That's an additional $100, and it's an 8-core processor from AMD. It'll do even better when it comes to performance. Otherwise, this is a pretty beastly build. It'll play every single game out there, I guarantee it, and all these parts are compatible. Let me go over real quick why they are. The AM3 Plus on the motherboard is compatible to the processor, because notice how it says socket AM3 Plus right here. That means it works with the AM3 Plus motherboard. The Corsair XMS3 is a DDR3 1600, meaning that it's compatible with our motherboard, and the reason we know this is because if we go to details and we go down, this says DDR3 and it says 1600 right here. So the memory will fit, it'll work, it'll perform well. And the graphics card is a PCI Express 3.0 slot, and this one has 2 PCI Express 2.0s. It won't be as fast as a PCI Express 3.0 slot, but you're going to get pretty good performance out of it. yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, that's the AMD build I would do for around $800. If you guys would like to see maybe a cheaper build, I can take out this and put a cheaper motherboard in. But for now, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it went into length. I mean, I'm trying to get into as much detail as possible when it comes to this stuff. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, a favorite, anything that you can do would help me out. But actually, god dang it, you can even knock out the shipping. Free shipping. Hold on, let's go down. $10 free. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I'm sorry that I kind of took a pause there, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys need a full list of these parts, I'm gonna put them in my wish list, or whatever they call it nowadays, and it's gonna be linked in the description below, and you guys can see each individual part. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Otherwise, that's it for today, guys. I'll talk to you next time.